Welcome back everybody to another pomade review brought to you by a sleep deprived Squinty. And my hair is just looking really limp right now, but who cares because I'm just going to put some stuff in. And the product I'll be taking a look at today is a product from one of the newest pomade companies, a homebrew company obviously, around. And they're based in Arizona. And the pomade we'll be taking a look at today is the medium hold from Swank and Jive. Now, they started out in January, I believe. That's when they were released, and the medium is one of their newer products. It's not exactly their flagship product, but about like a month ago, Gabriel he's the brewer behind Swank and Jive. He decided to send me his medium hold pomade because he is actually sort of a fan of my channel. He watches my videos a lot, and he knows that I am very much a medium and a light pomade user. Most of my videos are mediums and lights, so he decided to send a medium hold can on my way. And well, this pomade was given to me for free, obviously, and really a big thank you to Gabe. But here's a little disclaimer: I was not paid to make this video whatsoever, and I was not paid to say anything about the product, and everything you will hear in this video is my own honest opinion based on my experiences with this product. So let's get right into it. This is the design of the jar, the tin itself. I believe it was a tattoo artist who drew the design over here, and it appears to be a baseball player from the late 19th century or so, with the company name over here, Swank and Jive Pomade, medium, and right at the back over here, it's a very simple design. You can see the ingredients. It's petro-based, and it's pretty simple for the most part, containing just castor oil as its carrier oil, and we mind hours. Beeswax, bracket, we mind hours, in parentheses right here. So, opening it up, it's a screw top lid. The first thing you'd notice, the scent just hits you right away. It's filling up my bathroom right now. It's just a really strong scent. And some of you may not like this, and some of you might have scent allergies. So there's actually a reason why he made the scent really damn strong. But anyway, if you open it up, you would see a very waxy looking pomade. It doesn't even really look much like a medium. And it's green. It's light green. Now, let's just talk about the scent first. It's predominantly a very strong pine scent. It kind of reminds you a little bit of those air fresheners you put up in your car. But it also has somewhat of a very outdoorsy scent. And because the whole company line is baseball themed, I really get that he's trying to paint a mental picture with the scents he put in his pomade. And there's a little bit of a sweet fruitness to it besides the very dominant pine scent to it. And I actually asked Gabe as to what essential oils he put in this pomade for the scents, and he actually said it's a blend of grass, pine, cinnamon, and apple. And I get what he's trying to do. He's trying to create a picture, a mental picture of a baseball stadium during the fall or autumn months, because apple and cinnamon, pine, they're just very woodsy, fall type scents, with grass just being imagine you're sitting in a baseball stadium in October or something. That's pretty much a scent you'll get from this. But even holding the can from this distance, I can smell it. It's really strong. Let's scoop it out. You need to apply a bit of pressure to scoop the top layer, but it's not really all that difficult, as it's not as difficult to scoop out as it looks. Breaking down, it's pretty much a tacky breakdown as well. It's not too difficult. It gets more creamy and sticky as you break it down. So it's actually easier to scoop out and break down than it looks. It has a very waxy looking surface to it, but once you dig under it, it gets a little more buttery looking and just gets it's pretty easy to break down. So you can see this is what it looks like, how you scoop it under the waxy layer. It's more creamy and buttery compared to what you saw earlier when I scooped from the top layer. And now applying it to the hair, it's my hair is just very slightly damp, it's actually pretty easy to apply. It goes in really smoothly. And there's actually no tug. It's got some resistance to it, which is quite like, it's actually surprisingly less than a typical medium, despite having a more waxy appearance and feel on its top surface to it. It actually goes in a little easier compared to, say, Lockhart's medium, and that kind of surprises me. Just gonna go for one more little scoop for the sides and the back. But this pomade is one hell of a pretty waxy medium. But it's sort of like, doesn't feel exactly very, very waxy. You can feel somewhat of a creaminess to it. It's kind of like, there's a bit of stickiness to it, but you can tell that the ratio of waxiness is definitely higher than its greasiness to it. But I can tell that it's got less of a grease ratio compared to Lockhart's medium and Pumpkin KO, for example. But yeah, it still has sort of like a smoothness to it. You can tell that there's like a good amount of oils. And the shine on it, you can tell that sort of like, you can see somewhat of a shine to it already. It is, depending on how much you use, it is a low to medium shine. It's sort of on the lower side if you use maybe about 1.5 scoops or something. Well, actually 2 scoops will still give you sort of like a low to medium shine, leaning a little more towards a medium. And the shine actually does not disappear all that much. As the day progresses, you would notice that the shine is pretty much consistent throughout the day, and it leaves you with that sort of it's a healthy looking low to medium shine without being too crazy. It's not wet looking, but you can tell there's a nice gloss to it. And if you use about 3 scoops, you can get sort of a true medium shine. And also, you can see that you can get a pretty good height with it. Despite being a relatively waxy pomade, what I like about this is that the wax does not actually weigh your hair down as you expect coming from a pretty waxy pomade, because normally if it has a higher wax ratio, you'd expect it to actually weigh your hair down even more. But you can tell that I have a pretty good height for a medium right here. And you can feel some weight on your head actually. You'd feel some sort of like a waxy sensation, but it's not too heavy per se. But it's still decent enough to give you sort of like a good height. And gives you a very nice and natural shape to it. But again, the scent, it just lingers all around you all day. And that's my biggest issue about it, it's just a really strong scent. And the slickness on it, because it's like on the waxier side of things, you can see that there's actually a good amount of slickness to it. The waxiness mainly provides the slickness to this pomade, and you can tell that I got my sides looking relatively tight. And just a very natural and rounded shape going on over here. Great height. And this is actually overall a pretty good product. And this is how my hair looks. This is not even a pompadour. Like, I'm not even trying to do a pompadour. This is more of like my usual contour, but I still can get a great height out of it. It's a very healthy gloss with a natural shape to it. And I think that Gabe has really nailed it on the whole, because he advertised this to be a medium, and it is indeed, well, somewhat close to a true medium. I'd say it's slightly more than a medium. It's just a slight step, a slight notch above a true medium, which is still a very appropriate amount of hold, because some people just tend to advertise their pomades even to be a medium when it really is a firm or even on the lighter side of things. But he has really nailed it on the whole. And on build-up though, it becomes sort of a medium firm. So, because the wax in this pomade just makes the build-up just really prominent on it. The endurance is also great as well, and this is even a really good medium pomade for hotter temperatures, because that's exactly what it was designed for. And the buildup on this one, it's actually relatively, it's not the cleanest thing ever, but it's clean enough to actually be sort of a decent quality buildup, as in, it's on the waxier side of things, I keep saying, so you won't get too much of a greasy buildup, and it's not too sticky. There's a bit of stickiness in the buildup, but it's more of a waxy type of buildup. So as you build up even more, you can expect that there is obviously a lot more weight added to your hair, and it can feel rather inconvenient, or at least for me. I couldn't stand at least any more than 3 applications of buildup with this, because I just have to rinse it out. It gets pretty, I start to feel the weight really ever present in my hair, but it gets super slick during the buildup, and I do love a very slick buildup as well. It just works really well. And also, it's not, the buildup is very prominent on this one. It's not the easiest to wash out. I would say it takes about at least 3 washes if you're being rather conservative on the amount. I normally use about 2.5 scoops. It would take me about 3 to 4 brands of shampoo to get it out. And the amount of buildup you would leave, and that's a lot behind this pomade with 1 round of shampoo, is just, it's actually, there's quite a lot remaining in your hair. So, final verdict on Swank and Jive medium hold pomade. This is a waxier medium, but it performs really well. I do love the kind of look it gives me. A very nice height, rounded shape. It's just the right amount of shine, like a nice low to medium healthy shine. But I do find that the scent is just a little too overbearing. And I actually had a talk with Gabe about this, and he said he actually designed this pomade and all his pomades in his line, for that matter, to withstand the hot climate of Arizona and, you know, hotter weather. And also one of the reasons why he made the scent so strong is because it would just dissipate in the heat. So he decided to make it a little extra strong, so in the Arizona climate and anywhere similar, it would actually just compensate. However, I myself come from a country with a tropical climate. I'm from Indonesia, and the homebrew scene is pretty popular there. I'm not the most experienced when it comes to Indonesian homebrews. Hadn't tried a lot of them, but so far the ones I did try, never had a scent that is as strong as this. It's actually one of the strongest smelling pomades I've ever used. And I'm honestly not too crazy about the scent, but it's not really a bad scent, but I'm personally not a huge fan of the scent of this pomade, and it might be a little too strong for you. And also, this explains the waxiness of the pomade, because the brewer comes from a relatively hot climate, and he designed it to not only withstand his climate, but also activities that involve a lot of movement, and it's just basically ideal for the workman as well. So overall, this is actually, I really like this pomade, but it's just that the scent is my main issue on it. And if you got great insight from this review, I'll just wrap it up right now. Please leave a like, a comment, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell icon so you never miss a single upload of The Squinty Show, and I'll see you next time. Stay greasy, everybody.